thanks for joining us in Worthing today, Newton.
Pleasure, man.
I see you save the best till last because this is one of your final UK dates
This
of the year, isn't it?
This is the final UK date of the year. I've been on tour for 3 months. I've still got 2 more after this. I've got Barcelona and Madrid, but then I'm on the holiday officially.
Fantastic.
Yeah, it's been a long run in so many ways. Obviously, this run of gigs has been the longest run of gigs I've ever done in my life. And also before it, I was crazy busy before we even started doing this. So yeah, it's been good though. It's been amazing.
Fantastic. And is this one of the first times you're performing in Spain, I believe, this weekend?
Yeah, no, I haven't done that much out there. I think the last time I was there was supporting someone.
Exciting. And of course, the tour is part of the launch for your latest album, which came out on the 1st September. Hit the ground running. Yeah, absolutely love it. I think the title track is great because it's a mixture of ideas of like falling down helps you actually find yourself, which I actually love. And the album, you collaborate with so many people, but at the same time you said that it's the most you've written on your own as well.
Yeah, by quite a long way actually. It's the most I've done, I think, across the board on my own. So it's the most I've written just on my own, the most I've produced on my own, the most I've engineered on my own, the most stuff I've ever played. It's everything. It's been, it's a crazy process. Great fun to make actually. Must admit, I really enjoyed putting it together, and like the development, especially vocally, I found really surprising because there was a point maybe like 2 years ago where I was really trying to work and stretch and do all this stuff, but I think I was actually over stretching it and over warming up. So when I actually went to use it, it was quite tired. Whereas now I think I've found like this weird sweet spot, and I really got quite scientific about singing. And after Human Love, which wasn't as acrobatic as anything in Hit the Ground Running, but it was the same kind of height and kind of constant height as well. So not just jumping up like whole songs that come in high. And I think when we were rehearsing for that, I learned a huge amount because basically I was trying to sing that high with the right kind of level of intensity and not in head voice and stuff. And I was trying to do it for maybe 8 hours a day.
Wow.
So it was a real challenge. You were like, okay, I can either break myself before I go on tour, or I can really focus on exactly, and I was moving kind of where I was resonating from, literally by like centimeters. Like just going from there to there to there to there, and just kind of mess around with it. And it was fascinating. I learned a huge amount from that. And then when it came to this album, the kind of soul-y thing that I must admit I'd kind of shied away from before for a number of reasons. I felt like there were just too many people doing it, and also I didn't want to do it until I felt like technically I could do it properly. And then with stuff like kind of Fingertips and Hit the Ground are both kind of old school solo vocals, which was so much fun.
Yeah.
I mean, part of the thought process behind that was what sounds best live and solo, and obviously the guitar playing has obviously been a huge part of that before, but the voice had kind of taken like a bit of a back seat to the guitar, and then with this one I really wanted to even the playing field a bit.
I mean, it's amazing. I can't believe that it's been 10 years since your original album was released, and you've actually incorporated kind of a couple of albums together, haven't you? You've got a lot of the old one in
I mean, there's loads of references to the first album in this, because it had been 10 years, I felt like I could actually kind of reference the first album as like a separate entity to me almost now, because it's been such a long time.
Just me personally, like as I listen through the albums, I take more pleasure in each one that comes closer to where we are today, and the latest one's actually my favourite, and I just think it's a matter of like all that experience is building up, and it's just,
I mean, the first album was a real like kind of culmination of everything I've learned, especially over the last two, so between Studio Zoo and Human Love, which one probably went too far in one direction and one went too far in another. Like Studio Zoo had nothing on it at all. Then as a reaction to that, I thought, I've got like a license to use twice as much stuff as ever before. So I used all the drums in the known universe on Human Love. And then with this one, I was like, right, what did I learn from that? I learned how to record guitars. I learned how to kind of capture what I do live in kind of that setting. And I learned that something to modernise it goes a really long way. So just a sound that's not completely acoustic, I think, is vital in kind of letting you know that it was recorded in kind of this year and not at any point in history. And I think that's something that I do always kind of try and incorporate something that kind of modernises what I'm doing, because it is. I'm playing an instrument that's just existed for hundreds of years.
Yeah,
so it's it's that thing of kind of trying to. I'm not trying to kind of properly keep up or join in with anything that's going on at the moment. I've kind of carved my own little space, and I kind of really like it there. I think live, you can kind of see that in the people that come to the gigs, because it's kind of everyone. It's such a wide spread of ages, and I mean, people. It's weird. It's a gig that people bring their parents to, and then it's a gig that people bring their kids to at the same time. So it's it is weird. And it's fascinating trying to work out who like the core kind of fan base is, because it's so kind of disparate and interesting. Yeah,
that's great. And like, I love what you're saying about the fun element, because that's the thing that get emotional to have, like all these completely new, fresh sounds. And I was listening to your Live in London concert the other day, and it's like, it's not just singing, it's the interaction with the audience.
Oh yeah, that's a huge part of what I do. I mean, a huge part of what I do, I feel, is kind of the communication, because that's what music is to me. It's not like a thing where I do what I do, and you watch, and your only job as the audience is not to ruin it. That's really boring. You've got loads of people that make like a giant instrument that can be used, and I think this tour, I've got into all kinds of things. I've got into harmonising with the crowds once they're doing stuff. Because it doesn't seem to throw them off. If there's enough of them doing the same thing, then when I join in with something very similar, they seem to kind of hold their ground. And then what I've started doing is actually kind of cross-harmonising. So I get one half doing one thing, one half doing another. And the first half of what I do harmonises with this bit, and the second half harmonises with the other half bit, and it just makes this huge kind of choir. There's loads of other really interesting things happen when you start going in different directions, and it's that kind of contrary motion thing. Your brain actually fills in the gaps, and there's loads of stuff happening that people are completely imagining by themselves.
Wow.
And I don't have to play it because it's so heavily implied that I don't need to do it. And also I can't, like, I'm operating at pretty much full capacity. I've got kick drum patterns on this foot and bass patterns and piano parts on this foot, and the guitar playing and the singing as well. So I can't, I've really got into this thing of what people imagine happens.
Yeah.
Which is fascinating because you don't have to play it.
Yeah.
You can kind of just imply it. Everyone's like, oh, that's that cello part's lovely. There isn't one, but it's nice when you think so.
That's fantastic. Right. Have there been any kind of standout, remarkable moments for you on this current tour that you just stick in your mind?
To be honest, the level that people have got into this album has been genuinely shocking. Yeah. I was heckled quite near the beginning of the tour when I was like, not quite sure what to do next. And they were like, play some more new stuff. I was like, I think you might be the first person ever to say that at a gig. Well done. Because that just doesn't happen. And yeah, like, especially those like pockets of like kind of Dublin, so they knew every word of all the new stuff. And we've seen that at a lot of different places as well, where people, London was amazing actually. The crowds in London both nights were phenomenal and knew every word of all the new stuff. And also they know all the like stuff off like random albums, and they were shouting out stuff that's never even been released, which is amazing. Things that they've just found on the internet and like really obscure kind of B-sides. They're like, never heard you do that. And I'm like, well, I've never played it. I literally played it when I wrote it and I've never played it again. So it's been one of my favourite tours I've ever done, and definitely, reviews have been amazing actually. It's been cool.
Sounds like you've been on a great journey and you deserve a well-earned rest this Christmas.
I'm nearly there. 3 more gigs. 3 more gigs. I can do that.
Finally, is there anything on the horizon for next year, or is it just...
All kinds of things. I did 6 tracks for a film earlier this year that hasn't come out yet. Was possibly going to come out at the end of this year, but now it's going to come out next year. But that would be really interesting. That could open loads of doors. And also, the other thing with that is that it didn't have to sound like me.
Yeah.
It didn't have to sound like me at all. At some points, I've gone out of my way to make it sound as little like me as possible, even vocally. So I'm doing kind of vocal impressions of other people. There's one track that's like a mixture of the guy from Interpol, a bit of Elvis, and a bit of like Nick Cave, and like there's another track where I've stolen like bits of David Bowie's voice. Just like that really wide vibrato on the big notes, which I never do, but I can do. And I was like, oh, this is a great excuse. And that was, a huge amount of fun. And also it was that kind of challenge of writing to briefs and like time briefs. So it had to write a song that kind of goes down really quiet on that and then slowly builds up and then gets really big at exactly this time, which was a huge amount of fun.
Amazing.
So I'd be intrigued to see how that goes down, also what else that leads to, because there's obviously a lot of people that can write good songs, but writing to specific briefs is like quite a weird thing to be into. And I actually found it quite easy. I feel a bit bad. But it was like, it just clicked immediately, and everything I sent back, it was partly, I think the way that the guy that was sending the briefs brain worked really well with mine, because he'd send like really weird, obscure, like it has to sound like a broken music box in a creepy forest, and I was like, yes, I know exactly what this is. And kind of jumped in the studio. I mean, I did most of them on the same day, I think.
Wow.
Because I got really excited, because it's like the hardest bit of writing is that first bit, and it's kind of like they've done that bit for you. It's like, we need this, and I'm like, cool, definitely do that. And there's tracks where I played kind of quite weird drums on and stuff. I got to really explore things, which is great.
Fantastic. Well, thank you so much for being with us today.
Pleasure, man.